Hi everybody, happy St. Patrick's Day. So the things that you will need for today's lesson on clocks and time is you'll need a piece of paper, a writing utensil, and then a cup with a big circular surface on top. I of course chose my Bah Humbug cup. So what you're going to do is on one side of your paper you are going to trace around the outside of your cup. And then if you missed any spots, like I did because of my handle, you can just fill it in. Okay, so this is the circular part of our clock. This is called the face. Just like you have a face, clocks have a face too. So go ahead and label that, F-A-C-E. And then in the center of our clock, we'll need to put a tiny dot, and that's where our hands of our clock are going to come from. So now we're gonna go around our clock, and we're going to put numbers at equally spaced intervals. So up at the top, if you remember, goes a 12. And then on the side, you put a 3. At the bottom is a 6. And on the side is a 9. And then we just need to go through and put our numbers in. So in between 12 and 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. And if your numbers aren't perfectly spaced, that's okay. We're just looking for the rough idea. So these are all of our numbers. Next up, we have an hour hand, which is shorter, and then we have a minute hand, which is longer. So if I want my clock to say 3 o'clock, the hour is going to be 3. So I'm going to draw a shorter hand that points toward my 3, and then my longer hand will point up towards my 12. Because once the long hand gets up toward your 12, that means that you are starting a brand new hour. So if my hour hand was pointing toward any other number, but my minute hand was still pointing toward my 12, that would mean that I was at something o'clock. So if I could move this, I could move it down to my 6, and my minute hand was still pointing up to my 12. That would be telling me it was 6 o'clock. Now what if my hour hand was pointed around toward the 9? That would be 9 o'clock. So we need to label our hands. So your longer hand is your minute hand. So minute is M-I-N-U-T-E. And your shorter hand is your hour hand. And that's not spelled hour like our family or our classroom. That is H-O-U-R, hour. Okay? Now on the other side of your paper, so you can kind of split your paper in half, or if you made your clock right in the middle, you can do it on the back side of your paper. What I would love for you to do is create your own clock, and I would like for you to make your clock say 2 o'clock. So we have 2 hours and no minutes. So your hour hand is going to need to point to your 2 and see if you can remember where your minute hand is supposed to be. So use that circle, use your cup to make your circle, put your minutes on your clock, and then make your clock say 2 o'clock with the hour hand pointing to the 2 and your minute hand pointing to the 12. Now, if you finish this and you want your parents to show it to me, they can take a picture of it and they can send it to your teacher on Class Dojo, and then either I will receive it, or I'm sorry, for Mrs. Arnold's class, she uses Bloom so she can see it, and then she can send them to me, and we can kind of share out to our second grade groups what our learning process has been like while we've been at home. All right, that's it for today. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. I hope you have a great day with your families.